Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the castle here at CCBC Essex. Aaron Thomas in the broadcast booth, once again bringing you all the action in what is going to be an exciting Thursday evening of soccer. It has been a while since the action was back here on the home turf of CCBC Essex. It was a long road trip for both soccer teams, and all the fans are happy to see the action back in their backyard, though you can always catch the Knights live on YouTube. If you can't come catch us live here at the castle, the Arundel Riverhawks are coming in to play game one of this doubleheader, and then the two programs' men's teams will face off in game two, and it should be an exciting one here in game one. 12 victories so far between these two teams combined. 6-2-1 start for the Riverhawks, 6-1-1 start for the Knights. Just over 2 goals per game for the Riverhawks is the average, and just over 3 goals per game is the average for the Knights. Goals against is pretty even as well. Just under 1.5 goals against is the average for the Riverhawks coming into this one, and the Knights just over a goal a game. Two strong defensive units and two high-powered offenses on display here in game one. The lights already on here at the castle, anticipating evening turning to night as the fans continue to find their way. Riverhawks trying to find their way in towards goal, but that one scooped up easily by goalkeeper for the Knights. Big boot sent down to the other side as the feeling out process continues in the first couple minutes. Both teams making some runs into the offensive zone, but searching for the first shot. And they'll search a little bit longer as the Riverhawks defense steps up with the interception at the last second. Knights carry by the Knights there for a moment. Riverhawks trying to carry on the other side now. Looking for the through ball, and too much mustard on that one. Space there to be had, and also the numbers game was even. The rush starting to take place there for Arundel. Missed opportunity in the early stages of the game for sure. Trying to play it towards space, and does, but it's saved. So we do see our first shot of the game. As a nice move, playing it over towards the far end of the box. Knights defense right there on the hip, making it a difficult shot. Easy save, and we are still scoreless, but the Riverhawks look to have established the early momentum. Kayla Davis, friend with the save there. Kayla now taking the goal kick. Freshman from Winterville, North Carolina, by way of South Central High School. get a chance to do it all over again, as it's a little hot potato right now, as we've officially reached 40 minutes of play here in the first half. Almost 5 minutes in. Still a little bit of a feeling out process, though. We did see the Riverhawks put the first shot on goal a moment ago. Looking to keep this ball in their offensive zone. Long stretch here with possession for the green jerseys. That long stretch gets a little longer as it bounces in towards the middle. Closed off initially, and that one is played out of bounds, says the referee. Looked like the Riverhawks were getting ready to turn the corner, but over the end line it rolled. Good closeout defensively there from Friedenberg. Wearing the captain's band. Coming in from the near sideline to close the door on that offensive attack. And the Knights have closed the door on everything offensively the Riverhawks have had so far. Just struggling to clear this ball out of their zone. As there, for the first time in a minute or two, it crosses the midfield line. Riverhawks, the team establishing the early momentum. And again, the Knights defense stepping up and sending it away. A bouncing ball in the box could be dangerous. Knights making sure they get a chance to regroup. Looking for the clear. Still searching. And getting it there. Little swing and miss. And the Knights are there to clean it up. And now a bouncing ball goes the Knights' way. It's a race. And the Riverhawks win it by just a step. Defense to offense with some urgency. Great hustle on both sides. Almost a blink and you missed it moment. Instead, the Knights with a throw-in in their offensive zone. Looking to take back some of that momentum. Looking for space on the far sideline. Trying to turn for the cross. And it stays right here with another throw-in. How about a third time? We're still on that far sideline. And we're still playing the throw-in game. Riverhawks doing a great job of keeping that ball in front of them. The Knights still knocking on opportunity's door. Looking for a little wiggle room. Trying to knock a little louder. Maybe knock those doors off the hinges with a nice move like that, but just a bit outside. My, oh my, another blink and you missed it moment offensively for the Knights. About 4 or 5 throw-ins in a row. They finally get one where they're able to make something happen. Nice little bouncing ball in towards the middle. And I think that was Brown going after it. Number 18, Diamond Brown, freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, by way of Kenwood High School. Great effort all around. Both teams with some early chances. And the defense is stepping up. That chance for the Knights will not go as a shot on goal, as it was wide of the net, and that will draw the whistle and a change of possession. So the Knights still searching for their first shot on goal, but certainly playing with a little bit more confidence. A laser from the back line. No one can do anything with it. Ball bounces off a few heads and then rolls for a while up that far sideline. Throw in for the Riverhawks. And this fight continues. Knights looking to turn. Don't have numbers. Don't have space, but they've got possession. And they're doing a great job of holding on to it. Nice move, turn in the corner. Now the cross, and it's gobbled up. Initially looked like the cross was coming, but the green jerseys clogging up the middle, opening up a shooting lane, and why not? It's never a bad idea to put one on net. And that's exactly what the Knights did there. They get their first shot on goal and definitely steal back some of that momentum that the Riverhawks established for themselves in the first 5 minutes. This first 10 minutes of the game has been a tale of two cities. The first 5 minutes, Riverhawks. Last 5 minutes has been all Knights. Nobody's got anything to show for it yet, though. Who's going to get out in front first? Avery Lane had the shot just minutes ago for the Knights. Avery, a sophomore out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, by way of Allentown Central Catholic. Lane really set that up initially with a nice pass over to a teammate, and then immediately moved over where there was some extra space, got the ball back and made something happen with it. It's almost like Coach is right when he says, give the ball up and it'll find you. Doesn't matter what the sport is, soccer, basketball, put it on ice. You could say the same thing about hockey. The team willing to make that extra pass is usually the team that finds themselves in the best position. Riverhawks with a good position here with the corner. It was a good quality strike, but the Knights are first there, and they do a great job clearing it. Riverhawks trying to get back on the merry-go-round. Couple of nice passes, long shot is, oh my, was that wide right or did it split the uprights? We know for sure it's no good for what we're looking for here tonight. That ball pinballing around the offensive zone for the Riverhawks. Ending up with a nice shot that just missed its target. Almost 15 minutes into the first half, and these two teams are awake now. And comes up and hits the hand. And maybe a little bit of a bailout move there for the Knights, as that one was headed towards a real nice goal-scoring area for the Riverhawks. Unlucky bounce for them. Knights creating a nice bounce there, playing it over towards space, and then the hustle move to create the extra possession. And then they get an unlucky bounce at the end of all of it. And these two teams trading everything. They're trading good looks. They're trading possessions. Trading unfortunate touches here over the last minute. The battle continues here with these two teams with 6 wins on the season already. We knew it was going to be a good one coming into this one. And these two teams living up to the hype in the first 15. Brown looking for the long shot. And it's deflected. Knights staying with it. And wow! What an effort move on both sides. Knights staying with that bouncing ball, not giving up as it was headed towards the end line. And the Riverhawks staying with the cross that came out of nowhere. Of course, the whistle at the end of it all makes it all for none, but effort gets you mighty far in life, and it's really giving these fans a good show so far in the first 15 minutes. Effort on both sides spectacular. And that is only going to continue. What's not going to continue is this game going scoreless. You got to think that one of these two teams is going to get one on the board sooner than later. How does that change the game? How does it change momentum for the scoring team? And that one, again, a long shot that just missed its target. We saw one of those on the other side of the field for the Riverhawks, the Knights. Now showing they can shoot from distance. These defenses got to be ready for anything and everything because they're seeing a little bit of everything. Knights with space. Numbers are even. Great closeout defensively, but the passing keeping the offensive hopes alive, but just for a moment. And that closeout defensively from the Riverhawks. Number 8, Saunders. Coming up and getting right there on the hip pocket of the Knights ball carrier. Making what looked like a sure move towards the goal a little less of a sure thing. Almost 20 minutes into the first half. The ball continues to bounce both ways. The field really not tilted in one direction at all. Two teams continuing to trade everything. Waiting for someone to jump out in the lead. It's tough to do that when you have two defenses doing a great job of keeping the ball in front of them. Nothing over the head so far. Nice move towards space in the middle. Doesn't run away from the left foot, but the centering pass just a little bit too far out in front of where the offensive player wanted it. So she wanted to run up to the ball right there on the line. Instead, she was led towards the ball a little bit further up the sideline. Great move, but a communication breakdown. Missed opportunity for sure right there for the Riverhawks. Now those missed opportunities for both teams starting to pile up. Who shows that first sign of frustration? Here's a moment. Numbers are even. Slide tackle does not come, but the footsteps probably made that difficult. What we know for sure is it's another missed opportunity in the pile for the Riverhawks, as that was an even rush into the offensive zone that turned into a breakaway. You miss 100% of the shots you don't put on cage. Some guy who used to wear number 99 said that. Oh, here's the breakaway on the other side. The Knights cannot finish the job. What a closeout defensively. Blink and you missed it. Opportunities on both sides again. Neither field tilted in one direction at all today. Riverhawks get their breakaway. Knights get their chance. But the Knights still beating on the drum. Here's the corner this time. Far sideline. It's a good corner. Riverhawks are there first and second, but possession stays with the Knights. Riverhawks looking for the big clear. Oh, maybe finding that and a little more. It's a race. And the Knights defense wins it. Open net, but the defense there to send it away with the feet. Oh my, it looked like the Riverhawks won that initial race, got around the goalie, but effort gets you mighty far in life, and the effort still on display from both teams. Defensive effort continues to be strong from one of the captains for the Knights. Maya Friedenberg was the one who made the save, so to speak, a moment ago, and she's the one who made the clear on that initial throw-in attempt. Now the Knights looking for another. In and out, trying to find the corner on this sideline and finding nothing but the defense. Possession stays right here with the Knights. Abraham with the carry that time for the Knights. As they quickly shut the door on that offensive attack for the Riverhawks. Riverhawks had an open look at the goal, and then quickly they were going the other way. Great fight for the ball. It continues. 50-50 ball that time. Won by the Riverhawks. Transition. Space on the near sideline. And the deflection, who else? Friedenberg right there. She owns this part of the sideline here today. And the whistle, a Knights player down. And we will take a break as the training staff comes onto the field. 22 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first half. And these two teams are in the middle of a tremendous fight here at the Castle. Back to the action on the field. The final 20 minutes and change of this first half set to take place as the injured player was helped off the field for the Knights. Good close out there from Abraham. As the Knights defense has a chance to set up. Once again, they'll get set up as it's another throw-in. This one a little further up the field for the Riverhawks. And they bring in the big gun for that one. A long throw-in towards space. And that one, another happy deflection for the Knights. Defense, shot blockers are out here today. That one rolled into a good goal-scoring area with the defense making the Riverhawks shoot around them. They couldn't do it that time. Got the deflection and then the easy save. This game remains scoreless. Positioning and effort, huge part of success when it comes to defense. Again, I don't care what sport you're talking about. Those are two of the largest and biggest fundamentals that you got to have if you want to be a strong defensive player. You know, understand positioning, and you got to be in control of your own effort. And both teams, great job of that so far here in this first half as we see it again from the Riverhawks defense, closing it out twice there. Two separate times the Knights dribbling into a great goal-scoring area, only to have the cannon blocked at the last second. Once again, shot blocking on display. You don't think about it much in a sport like this, but it certainly is blocking a shot. You got to get the defense in front of the offense, make them shoot around you. And the ball's not even getting to the keeper right now. Deflection after deflection on both sides. And these offenses still searching for answers. Oh, nice move to play that at the midfield. Got the leg up there and played it for control. Turn in the corner. It's a race. Friedenberg is right there on the hip pocket. Oh, nice dump off. Here's the corner. And wide of the net. Once again, the Knights defense right there in the nick of time, making it difficult. Had the dump off pass for the cross. And that was beautiful passing from the Riverhawks. The Knights defense making the play at the last second. Getting in there. Getting the nose dirty. Forcing that shot to go wide. Two teams continuing to put the skill on display here in the first half. So tough to beat skill when it's on display. So tough to beat it at the individual level. It's almost impossible to beat it when you see it displayed at the team level. Meaning when you have a team that's willing to connect passes time and time again, you may be able to make the play sometimes, but you're not going to be able to make the play all the time because the ball is always going to be able to travel faster than you are. And these two teams are willing to make the extra pass here this afternoon. which one of them is going to get on the board first, and will that be the game's only goal? It's starting to look like that could be a possibility as we are quickly approaching the final minutes of the first half. And if we go into the second 45 with a scoreless game, well, at that point, you're talking about a little golden goal type situation. I mean, it actually certainly wouldn't really technically be a golden goal, but when you got a defensive slugfest like this, no one out there is thinking that 2 goals is a guarantee. You're hoping you can get at least one. And again, I'm sure these two teams were well aware of that coming into this one, because if I knew what the numbers were in terms of goals against for these two teams, well, I'm sure they did as well. Once again, those goals against numbers coming into this one, the Riverhawks 1.4 was their average coming into this one, and the Knights 1.1. Two defenses that are a big part of why these two teams have 6 wins at this point of the season. The Knights 8 games into the season with a record of 6-1-1. And the Riverhawks on the other side, 9 games into the season with a record of 6-2-1. Long shot, easily scooped up from the goalkeeper. As there it is, officially 15 minutes left to play in the first half. And we're still looking at zeros on the big board. And my, oh my, these numbers on the big board, they mirror each other in every way. Zeros on the big board, 3s and 1s. 3 shots on goal for both teams, and each with a corner apiece. These two teams about as evenly matched as you can get. Turnover right there at the midfield line. And you're seeing the communication breakdown on both sides. First, the turnover at the midfield from the Knights. And the Riverhawks wanted that pass in towards the middle. Instead, it goes up the sideline. And the two teams are trading turnovers now, which is really no surprise. They've been trading everything. Opportunities, turnovers. Will they trade goals at some point? So many questions left on the minds of everyone here at the Castle taking in this great contest. Nothing but questions and a whole lot of time to find the answers. These two teams have 13 minutes left in this first half and then a whole nother 45 after a nice long halftime break. Long from their perspective. A couple of Lombardi-esque speeches, I'm sure, coming from these two coaching staffs. It's really interesting to see what the adjustments will be for these two teams. As the rock fight continues, it's not like you can point to one thing for either team and say, man, we really got to tighten it up here. You just got two teams that are trading punches. And right now, the Two teams with iron jaws. They're throwing punches and taking punches. And it's going back and forth. It's a heavyweight fight here tonight at the Castle. And this is just fight number one. These two teams' men's programs will go head-to-head in game number 2. It's going to be tough to live up to the hype after this one. This is an instant classic underway here at the Castle right now. Centering pass in towards the middle, shot around, and there it is in the bottom corner. And again, the passing display from the Riverhawks. Pass right there on the edge of the box. That could have easily been a shot, but instead passed it up for an even better shot in the box. One move, one shot. One on the board for the Riverhawks. And the 4th shot on goal of the day for them is the first goal on the big board. We asked the question earlier in this first half, the first goal of the game, how is it going to change the momentum of this game? And you usually think about momentum in that standpoint as being all on the side of the team that scored. But of course, the team that got scored on, they've got a new piece of aggression to them as well. They want to make sure that they can get this game back to even as quickly as possible. That's the goal right now for the Knights. And if they're going to see that happen, it's going to come after this short break as the training staff coming back onto the field. 10 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first half. The Riverhawks now up by 1. The action will resume here at the Castle. The final 10 minutes and change as we see a beautiful display of athleticism bringing the fans back up out of their seats as the action quickly gets underway and firing. KDF coming off the line and scaling to the tippy top of the ladder to pull down that save. Keep this game right where it is, 1-0. Riverhawks got the first goal of the game just minutes ago. And that little break in the action could be a little bit of a centering moment for the Knights. Chance for them to catch their breath. Understand that the game has changed, but only just slightly. The pace certainly has changed in the game. The Riverhawks out in front. But that can change in an instant. And the flip side to that coin, though, is this could get worse in an instant for the Knights. There's always two sides. Just like the field itself. The Knights looking to get it back to even. Riverhawks trying to create some more distance. Trying to establish more momentum for themselves. And the whistle will give possession to the green jerseys. These two teams have done a really good job in this first half of playing good, strong defense without fouling. That whistle has really just been for goal kicks, corners, and throw-ins so far, as these two defenses came to play. Passing display once again here from the Riverhawks. Knights, two jerseys right there, forcing them back, but just like a boomerang, the Riverhawks coming right back. Knights pushed that ball out of the box, and then it came right back. Return to sender. It's a throw-in, far sideline, 8 minutes left in the first half. Riverhawks already up 1, looking for more. And there is a tackle that will draw the whistle and give the Riverhawks a really interesting position. Free kick, far sideline, and that one goes into the net, behind the net. It certainly looked good coming off the foot. Good power behind it. Again, a missed opportunity for the Riverhawks. Though from their perspective now, with the 1-0 lead, they can afford to miss a few. Knights looking for the recipe for find this clear. They at least cleared it out of the danger zone for a moment. Riverhawks in control of all the momentum right now. Knights with a nice move, winning the offensive zone. Could not keep it there. It's a throw-in. Couple of 50-50 balls. It was finally won there for a moment by the Knights. Beautiful fight right there at the midfield. Two players have been going at it all afternoon. Sarah Briggs and Mackenzie Boyd. right there in the middle of the action for both teams. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first half, and the Knights will clear that one over the line and take it as a chance to regroup. They are on their heels right now. The Riverhawks landed the game's first big punch, and the Knights are trying to find their balance. These two teams had been trading punches through most of this game. Riverhawks landed a big blow. They've got the Knights on the ropes. They're looking for another. Corner kick this time for the Riverhawks. All thanks to a tough goal kick. Huge difference maker in games so many times. The team that has possession and control on those set pieces, whether it's free kicks, goal kicks, corners, or throw-ins. You can have a game plan and play for possession in those moments. It can be a real deal breaker in who gets to create more solid opportunities for themselves. As right now, the opportunities category of this game when it comes to stats, is starting to look a little lopsided now. It doesn't appear that way when you look at shots on goal, as that one's still 4-3 in favor of the Riverhawks. But ever since that goal was scored, this game and this field is starting to tilt onto the side of the Riverhawks, and the Knights have not found an answer just yet. Said minutes ago that there was lots and lots of questions still left to be answered in the second half, and there's still plenty of questions, but I think one of the questions that's been answered is how is the game's first goal going to change things? As we see a tackle there for the Knights, poking away possession just for a moment. It'll be a corner kick for the Riverhawks. That goal that was scored changed this game, and it changed momentum for the Riverhawks in a big way. Knights looking for a little answer here in the late stages, and not going to find it there as Avery Lane offsides by just a hair. Knew that one was coming. That was a great job by the defensive line, moving as a line and catching the Knights the Knights offense out of position by just a little bit. They stopped moving, and the forwards kept moving just a little bit. Got to stay even. And there it is on the other side. Riverhawks scored the game's first goal, and it got them in the driver's seat. And it got momentum really rolling on their side. The Knights, they're in the rearview mirror right now, but they are close. And there is time for them to catch up and maybe, just maybe, get themselves in front. But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in the second 45, as we are just seconds away from that clock hitting triple zeros on the first half. And it does not look like we will see a buzzer beater as the clock hits 0. And we are going into the second half with a score of 1-0. The Riverhawks found one in the late stages of the first half, and they never looked back, grabbed all the momentum, and they're rolling into halftime with it. How will the Knights respond in the second 45? You're going to have to stick around with us and find out, as there are still questions to be answered here in this instant classic that is well underway at the Castle. are back. Evening is turning to night here at the castle. And the second half is underway. A second half that is started with the Riverhawks in front by the smallest of margins. 1-0 is our score on the big board. That goal for Arundel coming from Emma Miga, and it was in the 33rd minute of the first half. The Knights, I'm sure, at halftime talking about trying to establish themselves early. They love a quick answering goal here to start the second half, but a good possession like this, maybe a long possession, really go a long way in establishing some momentum for themselves. Riverhawks quickly going defense to offense, running out of real estate, but with the cookie in a nice spot. Knights got a foot on it first and then clear it all the way out of the danger zone. Nice piece of cardio for both of these teams in the early stages of the second half. Defense to offense with some urgency, but the whole time the Knights right there, looking for more of the same. The fight continues for the ball. Centering pass, and I think someone touched that. And no, they didn't. Came off the foot at a strange angle, says the referee, and it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. One of the reasons the wheels started to fall off for the Knights bus in the first half was really struggling to get possession on moments like this. Goal kicks, too many times like that, it was going the other way. It was not an offensive possession for the Knights. It's hard to get up off your heels when you cannot clear the ball out of the defensive zone with any kind of regularity. The Knights will have another chance to do it here as we are 3 minutes into the second half. It's a feeling out process. Once again, oh, nice, over the head. Lane the only one there. But possession stays with the Knights. Just a little bit too far out in front of its target. Briggs with the long chase down, or the attempted chase down. Right idea that time for the Knights, as there was a lot of space to be had on that near sideline. Little hot potato, back and forth, and a nice long friendly roll back to the keeper. The cardio continues for both teams. Whistle gives possession to the Riverhawks, and it's always one of those interesting spots with a kick like that, about 5 yards in front of the midfield line. You know you can rip it into the deep part of the offensive zone, catch a nice little bouncing ball. That's what they were looking for there, but flip side to that is everyone's waiting for it on the other side. And no one can run underneath of it like they can on a free kick or a corner. All for none as the Riverhawks put a boot to it, and then quickly they're going the other way. The Knights with the throw in, still searching for that answering goal. Poked away. Pass in towards the middle. Lane finds Abraham on the other side. Can she turn and shoot? Two green jerseys right there and cannot get around either one of them. Pressure stays on with the Knights, and they split the uprights there with the long shot. Somewhere in America tonight, that'll count for 3 points in a different game, but right here, right now, it's a missed opportunity for the Knights. But they have certainly grabbed some momentum in the early stages of this second half. They've come out firing. It was a good halftime speech from Coach King. And his team is in the middle of making a nice little adjustment. Will it lead to a game-tying goal? They're still searching. And again, a free possession for the Knights that they cannot do anything with as they get it in play and immediately cannot control it. The 50-50 balls are going the other way more times than not. And that time the whistle is going the other way. Remember, fans at home, this is just game one of a doubleheader. These two teams' men's programs will face off in game number 2. It should be a good one. Thank goodness we got more time here in this good one, though. Centering pass, Abraham there, but so is the goalie by just a half a step. And that wasn't bang, bang, but it was quick thinking. And sometimes when you're coming off the line as a keeper, it's not as much about skill. It's about courage and heart. Both on display that time from the Riverhawks. Number 0, Holly Wall, doing the keeping for Arundel. Substitution going to check in here for the Knights as the whistle blows it dead and brings the trainer onto the field. Never a good sight, but now that is the third player for the Knights to leave with the trainer. Little drop of the puck, so to speak. And it's a race on the other side of the field. The Riverhawks win it, trying to turn the corner and find a cross. They couldn't find it, but neither could the Knights as they miss out on the clear opportunity. Dangerous spot. And this time the whistle is a friendly one for the Knights. That looked like a surefire clear chance as the ball played on that near sideline, hovering around the end line. But a weak clear attempt gave the Riverhawks possession right there on the edge of the box. It was a real potential dangerous moment for the Knights. as we are now 10 minutes into the second half. And it was a fiery display from the Knights in that first 10 minutes. Getting a couple of chances, couple of looks. But nothing to show for it. Still down one. And now back on their heels with the Riverhawks inching closer and closer towards the goal-scoring area. Have the Riverhawks weathered the early storm here in the second half? Get the cross, and they split the uprights on the other side. Was the beginnings of more of the same for the Knights with the struggles on the set pieces as the Riverhawks there first once again, but couldn't play it with control. Gave the throw in to the Knights, but deja vu strikes again. The 50-50 balls are going the Riverhawks' way. The Knights having to play catch-up for everything here today. Possession, and, of course, the score on the big board as we see a nice catch caught right off the dome as he had two different green jerseys there ready to put a body on it. The goalie gets the mitts on it and makes the save. Knights with possession in their zone for a moment, trying to keep it here. They stop it at the midfield for a moment. And the Knights will get a chance to regroup. But they also have another challenge in front of them. Ref playing for continuation and blew the whistle once it started going the other way. Riverhawks with a freebie right outside the box. About 15 yards outside the box. So maybe check that. Maybe not just right outside. A little ways away, but still a great opportunity for offense. They could change this game right here. Big strike into the net, but missing it and hitting the net behind the net. Missed opportunity for the Riverhawks there will bring a sigh of relief for the Knights. And the longer this game remains at 1-0, the sighs may start coming from the Riverhawks. The more those missed opportunities start to pile up. It keeps hope alive for the Knights. And that possession dies there for the Riverhawks, as the Knights couldn't get the tackle, but they did. Cut off the angle. But again, here comes another one of those nightmare scenarios for the Knights. Or at least what has been a nightmare scenario so far here today. Looking for possession on plays like this. Again, finding none of it. Getting saved by the touch. Or the mistouch, I should say, of the Riverhawks midfield. Hot potato with possession continues, as now it's going the other way on the throw-in. These two teams going back and forth with possession. The only real difference is Riverhawks are getting one or two looks, and they're getting the ball deeper into their offensive zone when it's their turn. They're being held in check so far. Nothing getting over the heads of the Knights defense. So they're starting to play on their heels more and more as the second half continues. To find that rhythm that they had in the first 10 minutes of the second half. And they came out with a couple of strong looks at the goal almost right away. Under 30 minutes to play now. Oh, nice move. And 4 different green jerseys coming in on the ball. The Knights are able to piece a couple of passes together and clear that ball out of their defensive zone and into the offensive zone. I said the foot came up. I didn't notice the foot coming up, but I certainly noticed the ball coming out of the hands weird. It was going to be an illegal throw-in regardless. An early candidate for Shackton, a full moment of the day. And this time the whistle gives possession to the Knights. A welcome change for them, I'm sure. Possession at the midfield, a chance to catch a little breather. Figure something out here. The Knights are one bouncing ball away from getting this game back to even. Bouncing around a few times on that far sideline. Riverhawks are able to clear it, at least away from the danger zone. Now looking to switch fields. Good step up from the diva line. Cannot piece those passes together, the Knights, today. One of those afternoons on the turf where you just don't have two things that match. The Knights getting the defensive stops, but not getting the transition opportunities. Maybe getting the steals, but not getting the breakaway chances. No peanut butter, no jelly. It's one of those days here so far for the Knights, but still within striking distance, still in a manageable spot. Just got to show some signs of life. Got to show some signs that they can get it done on the other side. The defense has certainly shown some signs as they continue. A nice little poke check. Getting a foot on that ball. Have these two programs, men's teams, starting to warm up on the sidelines. A nice reminder that this is just game one of a doubleheader. It should be another great one that is set to kick off at 7 o'clock. Hope you can join us live on YouTube for that one. Really hope you can join us live and in person at some point this season. Plenty of games left here at the Castle. Go on the CCBC Essex Athletics website. Check out the schedule. figure out when you can come check out a game live here at the Castle. And if you can't check out a game on the turf, well, the hardwood, the action on the hardwood just months away. But hey, that's then. This is now. Knights, transition opportunity, space and numbers on their side. And they lost possession and real estate rather quickly. And it'll be a corner kick. Knights going for a goalie switch. And I would assume that that means that KDF probably puts on a white jersey and finds their way up into the goal-scoring area. Corner kick for the Knights. Nothing but green jerseys there to send it away initially. Riverhawks were thinking about a transition opportunity. The Knights defense doing a good job of keeping the ball in the offensive zone. Keeping the hopes alive. And this time it's the Riverhawks defense stepping up from the back line and making the stop. Race up the near sideline. Riverhawks there first. And they had an even amount in the offensive zone, but could not find the real estate or possession. The 2-on-2 rush ends up being all for none. And now we've got a substitution checking in on both sides as the feeling of the game changes just a little bit here over the last minute or two. The Knights showing some signs offensively. Trying to find that answering goal. Both teams still just one goal away. The Knights one goal away from tying this game up and breathing new life into this one. The Riverhawks one goal away from potentially handing the Knights their first home loss of the season. With just over 20 minutes left to play in this one, with the two defenses playing like they are and the offense struggling like it has for the Knights, you got to think that a second goal for the Riverhawks could be a backbreaker. Goalie switch for the Knights, also partly for moments and plays like this. Look to try and play for more control here on these clearing attempts, as they couldn't find it there. A tough turnover in the defensive zone. Riverhawks with a nice move. One pass, one more. And that second pass did not find its target. Instead, it's defense to offense with some urgency. 3-on-4. And a great job defensively from the Riverhawks, repositioning themselves and slowing down the attack. Knights still on the attack, though. Still knocking on opportunity's door. 21 minutes left in the contest. Searching for one. And finding none there. As the whistle will blow it dead. And possession is going the other way. More signs of life, though, for the Knights offense. that has been dormant for a while. 3 shots on goal still for them. That is no shots on goal in the period so far. We're approaching about 40 minutes played of no shots on goal for the Knights as we see a nice deflection from the Knights defense, creating the transition opportunity. And possession stays with the Knights. "20 minutes. 20 minutes is all that separates these two teams from the final whistle. Still so many questions left. We started the second half with a lot of questions, and we still have very few answers in this one. You got to think, though, a second goal for the Riverhawks may be the answer that everyone is looking for one way or another. The rebound. Whoa, my, it does not get that much closer than that. Off the shin of the goalie, up and then back up over the head and just wide of the post. I said a moment ago, a second goal for the Riverhawks could be an answer. Well, it certainly would. It depends on where you're sitting. What kind of answer would it be? If you're a Riverhawks player, coach, or fan, it would be the answer to a big 7th win on the season. If you're a Knights player, coach, or fan, a second goal for the Riverhawks would be an answer to the question of, are you going to see the other side of the comeback trail? Right now, it's already looking tough. This one-goal anthill is starting to turn into a mountain. With every extra possession for the Riverhawks, more momentum is thrown onto their side. Further and further in the rearview mirror, the Knights appear. It's time to find the accelerator. Put in the legwork. It was this part in the first half that led to the game's, and the handball just up off the hand, ever so close. That is KDF, who came out of the goal and is now playing in the field. You could see that one up here in the broadcast booth. Did come up awkwardly off the foot and hit the hand. Accidental handball for sure, but a handball nonetheless. It was this point in the first half that changed the game. The one and only goal was scored around this point in the first half, and the game's second goal was just inches away on that long strike. Great power behind it. It was wide of the net. The goalie still got the tips on it, and it'll be a corner kick for the Riverhawks. Substitution checking in for both teams. Big spot in the game. Riverhawks looking for the dagger. Knights looking for some hope. Beautiful corner right there. Directly into the center of the box. Knights are the only ones there, though. Cannot clear it out of the danger zone as the Riverhawks are looking on the other sideline now. And they cannot chase down that loose ball. Ball going up the far sideline. Knights looking to turn, looking for hope, and finding the wall. That is this Riverhawks defense that time. Still in the fast lane, though, and getting a ticket. If that ball didn't find the friendly mitts of the keeper, the flag was coming for the offsides. Nice little burst of offense there for the Knights. Searching for hope, searching for a chance. Coming up just $1 short there a moment ago. Is that the theme of today's game? Or will they find some loose change and get this game tied up? Got to find the clear first. Big strike into the back of the net. Laser from the top of the box for goal number 2. And that certainly feels like a dagger. Bathurst, number 7 for the Riverhawks. The ball has found her in a couple of big spots, none bigger than that. Right there on the edge of the box, finishing the job. And now the Riverhawks, 14 minutes and 30 seconds away from handing this Knights team their first home loss of the year. Another one comes up and accidentally comes off the hand. This time, it takes a good bounce for the Knights. They've got a chance here. They need a quick answer. Hope is the lie that we make come true. That's what the Knights got to tell themselves right now. They're holding on to hope, and maybe it's a lie. But hey, maybe they can make it come true. You got to believe first. It's got to start with you. And offsides. Not very close that time. Got a big group substitution ready to check into the game for the Riverhawks at our next break. Speaking of breaks, one of the many reasons you got to come check out a game here at CCBC Essex at the Castle is in between breaks in the game. You can go check out our good friends at Chick-fil-A Nottingham Square. Always catering the action here at the Castle, unless it's Sunday, of course. Chicken sandwiches in the stands. Great action on the turf. Got to come check out a game at some point this season. There's still plenty of regular season games left, but blink and you missed it. The postseason will be here soon. Come check out a game here at the Castle while you can. Knights holding on to hope while they can. Up the far sideline, looking for the centering pass. Finding the deflection. Second effort, more of the same. Defense everywhere tonight for the Riverhawks. That second goal for the Riverhawks, it may be a dagger, but it also could be a moment that really re-energizes this Knights team as they're running with an extra pep in their step right now. Hopes are on slim and none, but they're looking to keep them alive. Long through ball on the far sideline finds its target. What a tackle from Friedenberg. You shall not pass. The rush stops there, at least for a moment. The clock continues, or at least it will continue after these substitutions. 11-16 is all that's left here in this one. 2-0 is the score on the big board. And those are the numbers that matter most, but one of the big numbers that stands out when you look at that board is 3. And that is the number for the Knights in terms of shots on goal, and that has been the number for quite some time now. They spent the last 17 minutes or so of the first half on their heels. And there was plenty of times in this second half. What a move as the deflection created after the high jump from, I believe, Henning. Moments like that, a big reason why the Knights have had hope at times here in this second half, and given their fans hope at times here in the second half. But just not enough consistency offensively. Too many turnovers for sure. As we see another one come off the foot, Strange. Oh, nice move to play towards space, and another big deflection. Oh my, it's that kind of day at the office. The best move we've seen so far from the Knights, and there was the defense right where they weren't just a moment ago. Tremendous closeout from Tina Tonelli, the 5'10" sophomore defender from Severna Park, Maryland, using all of that 5'10" frame there, closing the gap and getting a leg on that. Another deflection, another shot blocked. It is hard to score when they are not getting through to the net. We talked about those shots on goal for the Knights and lack thereof. That right there, a big reason why. They've loaded up the cannon a few times here in this second half, but just not getting it to the net. A tough afternoon at the office for Coach King's squad, but a learning opportunity for them for sure. It's not a true loss if you learn something from it, and we are still very much in that stage of the season where it may be a loss in the wins and loss column, but it's an opportunity for growth for this team. What do they learn from this tough game against the Riverhawks? What do they learn from what looks like their first home loss of the season? Again, Knights not finding their way in towards the goal-scoring area, trying to load up the cannon, falling an inch short. Bouncing around on that far sideline. Possession stays with the Knights. Somehow, with all those green jerseys on that far sideline, the Knights were able to get one in towards the box. But all that did was make the clear a little bit easier for the Riverhawks, as quickly they were going the other way. And now with under 7 to play, the Riverhawks are in their offensive zone once again, searching. Knights' first one's there for the clear. Centering pass from the Riverhawks after the throw-in makes the clear a little easier for the Knights. Final 5 minutes and change. The final push. And it's up off the arm again. Man, that is the third accidental handball that we've seen from the Knights. And they keep getting further and further into their offensive zone. That one practically in the box. Really kind of captures what kind of day it's been for the Knights. Shooting toes off all over the field. And running into the buzzsaw that is this Riverhawks team, as the Riverhawks now just 5 minutes away from improving to 6-2-1 on the season. And they will improve to 2-1-1 away from Arundel. With this loss on the season, the Knights will drop to 6-2-1. And this will be their first loss at the Castle on the year, a 3-1 record for Coach King's squad. Next contest for this Knights team is this Saturday, the 28th, in Newark, New Jersey. Essex County College. That's a 12 p.m. game. Check out the CCBC Essex website for the updates on that one once the game is done. Next time you can catch the team live here at the Castle is going to be Tuesday of next week. Tuesday, October 1st. Live here at the Castle, 5 o'clock for a rivalry game against the Owls of Harford Community College. You are not going to want to miss that one. The fans will be piling in here at the Castle early and throughout, as it's always a great contest when the Owls come to town. Doesn't matter what it is, soccer, basketball, or, of course, lacrosse. It's always a hard-hitting contest when Harford Community College faces off against CCBC Essex. I would say next to the other CCBC Essex, or excuse me, the other CCBC campuses, that would probably be the biggest rival that the Knights have. It's definitely their biggest rival when it comes to lacrosse. You ask Coach Cini, particularly given the way last season's, and there was going to be the, are they giving the penalty kick? And they are. Another tough handball in a tough spot for the Knights. It's going to be a penalty kick, And if a second goal wasn't a backbreaker, a third certainly will be, as a PK here just moments away. Shot. And it's saved, and the rebound splits the uprights. What an effort. One of the toughest spots you can be in. And a point-blank shot. And the goalie that came in relief with a huge save. Esteo Denwagi, freshman goalkeeper from Senegal, with an amazing save and an amazing moment in her freshman season that she certainly will never forget. Making a big save on a penalty kick in a game that has been decided here. I don't think the Knights are going to put 2 on here in the last 90 seconds, but that play right there, big confidence builder for not only her, but the defense in front of her as well. We talked about a minute ago the growth that could come from a game like this, and plays like that help. What growth comes from a game like this, only time will tell. You'll have a chance to find out on Saturday, as this Knights team is going to be tested on the road when they head up to New Jersey. And then they'll be tested again here at home on Tuesday against Hartford Community College. This was a big challenge in front of them with this Riverhawks team. We knew it was going to be a good one. The numbers were so clear. These two teams very evenly matched. And I still feel like that given the way this game ended. About as close as you can get. A 2-0 score. 5 corners for the Riverhawks, 2 corners for the Knights, 3 shots on goal for the Knights, 7 shots on goal for the Riverhawks. The numbers say that these two teams were pretty close to even. And the action on the field said it as well, but those 2 big goals, the difference, and the Riverhawks getting their 7th win of the season. And the Knights getting their first home loss of the season. Final score in this one, 2-0. Hope you can join us for the second game as these two teams' men's programs will square off at 7 o'clock in game number 2. If you can't join us for that one, well, join us for more women's soccer on Tuesday, October 1st, 5 o'clock, live here at the Castle. Until then, Aaron Thomas saying good afternoon, good evening, and good night.